Dear students, welcome to this new session. Today we will be talking of dual input balanced output differential amplifier. So the resources used are Ramakant A. Gaikwad, Op Amps and Linear Integrated Circuit. Second book is by Franco, Design and with Operational Amplifiers and Analog Integrated Circuits. So we will start with dual input balanced output differential amplifier. So we have to determine the operating point ICQ and VCEQ for the differential amplifier. For this we need to obtain an equivalent circuit. Since the differential amplifier is the basic building block of operational amplifier, the discussions of differential amplifier sets the groundwork for analysis and design procedure of operational amplifier. The analysis of differential amplifiers not only clarifies the operation of operational amplifiers but also makes the characteristics of operational amplifier easy to understand. So for that purpose we need operating point, and DC equivalent of the circuit can be obtained by reducing the input signals to 0, which is shown in the next slide. So the internal resistance of input are denoted by Rin. Since both emitter bias sections are symmetrical, so we need to determine the operating point for one section, and that can be used for the another section. So this is the equivalent circuit for dual input balanced output differential amplifier. So here you can see we have set the input voltages to 0. So this is the base current, emitter current, collector current. So similar is the base, collector and emitter currents for the second section. Both these sections are equivalent. So we have to apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law to the base emitter loop of transistor Q1. So for this loop we can write minus Rin into IB minus VBE minus RE into 2IE plus VEE is equal to 0. By our previous knowledge of the transistors, we know that IB is equal to IE by beta DC, and we also know that IC is approximately equal to IE. That means IB is very small. So thus the emitter current through this transistor Q1 can be determined as IE equal to VEE minus VBE over 2RE plus Rin by beta DC, where VB is 0.7 volt for silicon transistor and VBE is 0.2 volt for a germanium transistor. So generally Rin by beta DC is much less than 2RE. So we can write the above equation of emitter current IE equal to VEE minus VBE by 2 RE. So this is also the collector current. We also see that the value of RE sets up the emitter current in the transistor Q1 and Q2 for a given value of VEE. So by selecting a proper value of RE, we can obtain desired value of emitter current for a known value of negative supply voltage, that is minus VEE. Next, we shall determine the collector to emitter voltage VCE. The voltage at the emitter of transistor Q1 is approximately equal to minus BE if we are assuming the voltage drop across Rin to be negligibly small. So knowing the value of emitter current, which is nearly equal to the collector current, we can obtain the collector voltage as Vc equal to VCC minus RC IC, where RC is the collector resistance and IC is the collector current. Thus the collector to emitter voltage VCE is Vc minus VE. So VCE becomes VCC minus RCIC and minus of minus VBE. So VCE becomes VCC plus VBE minus RCIC. Hence, for both these transistors, we can determine ICQ and VCEQ because the operating point IE is equal to ICQ and VCE is equal to VCEQ. So this is the DC analysis of dual input balanced output differential amplifier. So to perform the AC analysis to derive the expression of voltage gain and the input resistance of the differential amplifier, we have to set the voltages plus VCC and minus VEE to 0, and then we substitute the small signal T equivalent models of the transistor. When we do this, we get this circuit as the AC equivalent circuit of dual input balanced output differential amplifier. So you can see we have set the DC voltages plus VCC and minus VEE to 0. Now we have taken the input voltages in the circuit because they are AC in nature. We have substituted the transistors with their T equivalent models. So this is the T equivalent model of the transistor 1 and transistor 2. So a current source at collector and resistance RE, which is the internal resistance of the transistor. So these are the currents IB1, IE1 and IC1 are the currents in first transistor. IC2, IB2 and IE2 are the currents in the second transistor. So this is the input output waveforms of the dual input balanced output differential amplifier. You can see that it is getting amplified. So we have to apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law to loop 1 and loop 2. We can write V in minus R in 1 into IB1 minus RE1 into IE1 minus RE1 into IE1 plus IE2 is equal to 0. Similarly, for this second loop, V in 2 minus R into IB2 minus RE2 IE2 minus capital RE into IE1 plus IE2 is equal to 0. So we can substitute the relation IB1 is equal to IE1 over beta AC, and similarly IB2 is equal to IE2 by beta AC. So this is just replacing IB with IE by beta AC. So this is the scenario. Now R in 1 by beta AC and R in 2 by beta AC values are very small and we can neglect them. Now we get equation RE small re plus capital RE into IE1 plus RE into IE2 is equal to V in 1, and RE into IE1 plus RE plus RE into IE2 is equal to V in 2. So we are getting these two equations from these two loops by neglecting Rn by beta AC, because the values will be very small and we can neglect them. Now we have to solve the above equations by using Cramer's rule. So applying Cramer's rule, we can write these equations IE1 and IE2 in the matrix format. When we solve these equations, we can get IE1 is equal to RE plus RE into V in 1 minus capital RE into V in 2 divided by RE plus capital RE square minus capital RE square, and IE2 is equal to RE plus capital RE into V in 1 minus capital RE into V in 2 over RE plus RE into whole square minus RE square. So the output voltage, that is VC2 minus VC1, which is minus of RC into IC2 minus of minus RC into IC1, and V0 equal to RC IC1 minus RC IC2, which becomes RC into IE1 minus IE2, because we know that IC is nearly equal to IE. So we have to substitute the relation of IE1 and IE2 in the above equation, and we get RC, and this is the value of IE1 and this is the value of IE2, just by putting these values here. So when we solve these equations mathematically, we get output is equal to RC over RE into V in 1 minus V in 2. So here the denominator is same, so we can multiply these equations, and by solving mathematically we get V0 is equal to RC by RE into V in 1 minus V in 2. Thus the differential amplifier amplifies the difference between two input signals, that is V in 1 minus V in 2. This is as expected. Thus, we can see that the differential amplifier amplifies the difference between two input signal as was expected. So we define VID, which is equal to V in 1 minus V in 2, as a difference in the input voltages. Now we can write the voltage gain equation of dual input balanced output differential amplifier as AD equal to V0 by VID, which is equal to RC by RE. We can note that the voltage gain equation of differential amplifier is independent of capital RE, since it does not appear in the gain equation. Another point of interest is that equation is identical to the voltage gain equation of common emitter amplifier, and latter is obvious because the differential amplifier employs a common emitter configuration. So in the next class we will be talking of dual input unbalanced output differential amplifier.